Once, a tiny mouse named Pip was scurrying through a large house. As Pip tiptoed past the kitchen, a wonderful aroma wafted his way. He followed the enticing scent and soon discovered a big basket, overflowing with golden corn. However, the basket was tightly sealed. Pip's mouth began to water instantly. He desperately wanted to feast on the corn. He tried to gnaw a hole with his tiny teeth, but the basket was far too sturdy, it simply wouldn't give way. Then, quite by chance, Pip spotted a sharp knife lying close by. Carefully, he used the knife to make a small opening in the basket, just large enough for him to wriggle through. Leaving the knife outside, he slipped into the basket through the new hole. Inside, Pip was ecstatic. What a treasure trove of corn. He began to munch and crunch, eating his fill until his little stomach was perfectly round and full. Satisfied, he decided it was time to leave. But when he tried to squeeze back out through that same small hole, he found he couldn't. And why was that? Because when he had entered, his stomach was quite empty. But now, it was so delightfully full that he no longer fit through the opening. Pip began to feel a wave of panic. He frantically tried to chew his way out, but the basket remained stubbornly hard. He looked for the knife, only to remember it was outside, beyond his reach. Overwhelmed, he started to let out loud, distressed squeaks. Just at that moment, a kind rabbit named Rosie happened to be hopping by. She heard Pip's pitiful cries and paused. Rosie peeked through the small hole and gently asked, "Little one, what's wrong? Why are you crying?" Pip tearfully recounted his entire story. Rosie listened patiently and then said, "Oh dear, I can't break this basket, and I don't see the knife anywhere. But listen, I have an idea. Just stay put and wait until morning. By then your tummy will have shrunk, and you should be able to slip out." It sounded like a sensible plan, so Pip agreed. He settled down as best he could, waiting patiently through the long night for dawn to break. Sure enough, by dawn, his belly was feeling quite empty again. He was all set to make his escape, but just as he was about to leave, his eyes fell upon the tempting corn once more, and his early agreed reason. Forgetting all about Rosie's advice in his previous predicament, he started to feast again. And so, once again, his belly became full, and once again, he found himself hopelessly stuck. This time, however, it wasn't a friendly face that passed by. It was a sleek cat named Shadow. Shadow's keen nose instantly detected the scent of a mouse trapped inside the basket. She crept silently towards the hole, deftly hooked Pip with a swift paw, pulled him out, and before the unfortunate mouse could utter a single squeak, Shadow had eaten him. Now, this story isn't just about a mouse. In many ways, we can all be like Pip. We too can find ourselves trapped by our own forms of greed, by unchecked desires, or even by the comfortable monotony of our daily routines. Life often presents us with opportunities to break free from these traps. You could say that every new day, every morning, offers a fresh chance. Yet, instead of seizing these chances, we often revert to our old habits, retreat into our familiar comfort zones, and fall back into the very same trap. And then, one day it might be too late, and life may not offer us another such opportunity. So, take a moment and ask yourself, with complete honesty, are you genuinely happy with the path you're on, with what you're currently doing? Or do you feel stuck, perhaps in a basket woven from responsibilities, unfulfilled desires, or habits that no longer serve you? If your heart says you are truly happy, then you are indeed free. But if not, perhaps it's worth considering if you, too, are caught in a kind of trap. If this story resonated with you or touched your heart, please show your appreciation by liking this video and sharing it with others. And if you're interested in more thought-provoking stories that can offer new perspectives, do subscribe to our channel. Until we meet again, remember to cultivate patience, practice gratitude, and keep moving forward on your journey through life.